Well, welcome back, everybody. So good to see you. I call this LTTV. Let me tell you why. My name is Latasha LT Jimerson. I'm an author, teacher, book coach, and motivational speaker. This year, I actually started calling myself a coaching consultant for writers because coach is one thing, consultant is another thing, and then authors and writers are the groups that I deal with. So let me break down the difference. So if you are a writer and you've been wanting to write a book for so long, get on a consulting call with me and I will consult you for free. If you hire me to coach you through the book writing process to help you publish a book, then I'm going to coach you. And that's the difference. A consultant is kind of like a 1 or 2 time thing. A coach is somebody who's going to see you all the way through to the finish line and sometimes pull you across. Sometimes drag you across, depending on what type of client you are. If you're a defiant client, yeah, you gonna get dragged. All right, so let's get into this. Today, I want to talk about building a powerful support system, support group for writers. I want to give you some statistics that are pretty sobering, if you ask me. But real quick, let me just tell you who I am and introduce myself so that you know exactly who you're learning from today. So, like I said before, my name is Latasha Jimerson. My clients call me Coach LT. I am a high school history teacher by trade. So that's where my core is, right? I've also taught English, psychology, and finance. I've taught electives like AVID, and I am literally the social butterfly teacher. I'm the teacher that does the fundraisers. I'm the teachers that takes people on field trips. I am the one who loves to teach outside of the classroom walls. So, as you can imagine, 20 years inside of the classroom for me was fun until it wasn't. It was exciting until it wasn't. Because I'm the kind of person that likes to be outside, outdoors, like going to the park, going to the museum, visiting the historic places, taking pictures, right? I'm that type of person. And so I am still a teacher. I'm just not a teacher inside of the four walls in the traditional sense, right? So, welcome to my world. I call this LTTV. I love what I do. I love talking. I love reading. I love writing. I love sharing stories. I love doing this and just listening to people's stories, right? You remember elementary school? Those of you that are like from the 80s, I was born in the 70s and raised in the 80s. And we had a program called Head Start. And I remember being 3 years old, sitting on the carpet, crisscross applesauce, like this, waiting for the teacher to hold up the book, show us the pictures, right? That's my background. And so as I got older, I continued to love books. I continued to go to the library. The library is probably my most favorite place on earth. Literally in college, I would tell the guys, hey, if you want to date me, you want to hang out with me, meet me in the library. And seriously, like I would have study groups of people in the library because that's my happy place. Like I love to just be in there reading books. I could be in the library when it's super quiet by myself, or I could be in the library in a big study room with a round table of 10 people. As long as I'm in the library, that is my happy place, right? So, for those of you that are attracted to me, you are probably the same as me. You like to smell the books, right? Especially the old, dusty, and crusty history books. Those were my jam. The old Ebony magazine, Jet magazine. I love to read through those. Newspapers, microfilm, microfiche. You remember that? Yeah, that's me. Like typewriters. I used to type on a typewriter back in the day. Okay, so that is me. That's a little bit about who I am. I'm a teacher. I'm a mom of three. I have three boss women daughters. I can't even say girls because they're all boss women in their own right. Um, I love to travel. I love to do karaoke. I love life. I love listening and watching and being a student of life. I'm also a Christian woman. I'm a spiritual Christian, probably the most liberal Christian that you're ever going to meet, because I also believe in science. I study astrology. I study Reiki. I study whatever it is out there that's going to help me have a better life. I'm all about studying it. So I posted on Facebook the other day, I'm probably the most liberal Christian you will ever meet. And one of my teacher friends from back in my teacher days, she raised her hand and she was like, "No, I am." I was like, "All right, you got me beat." You are more liberal than me. Okay, okay, okay. But I just love life. I love people. I love helping people. I'm a servant leader. And so, what I want to talk to you about today is something that you can actually support me with. I am building the most incredible, epic, global support group for writers that you're ever going to see. I've been watching the market over the past 8 years. I've been writing books since 2017. I've probably written about 10. Honestly, I lost count. I have audiobooks, I have ebooks, I've got paperback books, I have online courses, I have trainings. If you're here on YouTube, say hello. I have hundreds of videos that you can just binge watch of me teaching and training on what I know. Self publishing is my jam. I got into this industry by accident because I wrote a book and I pretty much was like, all right, I got a book. It's the summertime. I'm not teaching. I never taught summer school. Like that was just against my rule, my personal rules. I'm like, I teach throughout the year. I'm not teaching during summer school too. So the summer was for me to hang out with my kids, but it was also for me to do some writing. So one summer, 2017, I wrote my memoir and I put it out and I was like, all right, I got to have this done before the fall. So I wrote it, put it out, had a launch party at my house because I just didn't have anywhere else to have a launch party. So I had people come over. They were standing room only. And it was a 4-hour party and people were just sitting there asking me questions. And I was like, oh, wow, this is pretty cool. And at the end of the night, people paid for books. They bought books. They gave me money. I signed them. And it was like, wow, my kids were looking. I was looking. I was like, made a pretty good, nice little chunk of change here. That was fun. Like, it was one of the most fun, enlightening things that I've ever done because it was just me sitting in a chair with people asking me questions about my book. I was like, wow, people do this? Like, that was the turning point in my author life. That was when I realized that I wanted to be an author, speaker, coach for the rest of my life. Because I was like, if I could just sit in my house and have a party and people come and pay me and give me money for my books, and then I sign them and then they ask me questions, like, this is easy. And it was like a light bulb, boom, went off. And was like, you can do this and you can get paid for the rest of your life just doing this, right? And the biggest question that I really loved was, when are you going to write another book? And I was like, the first time somebody asked me that, I was like, probably never, because that was an excruciating process that I had to study and do my 10,000 hours to figure out, how to put the manuscript together. I mean, I did everything, put the manuscript together, formatted it, got one person to beta read it for me. And she also helped me do some light editing, and then put it up on Amazon, promote it on Facebook, have the launch party at my house, have my kids were helping me promote the thing too. And it was fun. I just made it fun. And it was effortless. And so when people started asking me though, when are you going to write another book? I was thinking about the part where I actually had to sit down and put the pen to the page. That was actually excruciating because it was my story. It was my memoir and it was painful. to go through and process those emotions from things that had happened in my life. So that process of writing it, getting to that point was really hard. But once I got it up on Amazon, and then the promotion and the marketing and the sales part, that was really easy. So here's what I've learned over the past 8 years of being in this industry. And I'll just give you some data that I've learned. 80% of the people in the US who are adults raise their hand every year and they say, I want to write a book. I'm going to write a book one day, right? And out of that 80% of adults that say that, 1% actually follows through and gets the book done and puts it out. Okay. So 1%. And out of that 1%, only 250 books are ever sold by that self-published author. Now, traditional publishing is completely different. I'm not talking about that. That's not my jam. Self-publishing is my jam. And that's what I've been studying over the past 8 years. Why? What is happening to that 79% of people who say they want to write a book, but they never do? What's happening to those folks? What's getting in the way of them and their dream? And what I've noticed and what I've learned from my studies and my research and from my clients, working with myself, working with my clients, looking at the market, I've learned that there's 3 big problems that everybody deals with when they want to go from being a writer to becoming an author. Okay? Because everyone is a writer. We all write. We go through school. We learn how to write our name. We write an essay. We write a paragraph. We write research papers. We're all writers. Okay. But there's only a small percentage of people, a small group of people that will ever become authors, because it's just such a monumental task, because you have to overcome yourself. See, there's nobody else that can ever stop you. The only person that can ever stop you is you. And so you have to get out of the habit of blaming distractions and blaming other people and blaming your situation and your circumstances and all the trials and tribulations. That has nothing to do with it. It's you. You stop you. And how do you stop you? Self-sabotage. And how do you self-sabotage? Procrastination. Waiting and waiting and waiting to the last minute. Delaying it, putting it off to tomorrow, saying, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Believing that you have more time, which you don't. Tomorrow is not promised to anybody. Tonight, you may not be here tonight. You might go to sleep and never wake up. There are many people that are not here today that were here yesterday. Many people said they were going to be here this year and they died last year. So you can't take for granted, that you're going to have tomorrow, you're going to have later. So that's the big thing. Self-sabotaging through procrastination. Also, self-sabotaging through writer's blocks. These are mental blocks. Stinking thinking, believing that you can't do it when you really can. Believing that you don't have an important story when you really do. These mental blocks are limiting beliefs, and they're coming from other people's voices. They're not even your voice. All right. So procrastination, writer's block. And then the third one is imposter syndrome. Now, imposter syndrome, unfortunately, you're going to have to deal with that for the rest of your life, because every time you try to go to one level, your brain is going to tell you it's not safe. You shouldn't do it. We don't know anybody over there. Why are you trying to do this? Every time you try to go to a new level. Some people say new level, new devil. Some people say new level, same devil. Whatever. It's all the truth for you. If it's what you believe, it's your truth. And so what I teach writers how to get rid of those self-sabotaging behaviors and finally break free and get into a creative zone to where you can actually get something done. And how do we do that? We have to have a support group. Okay. Alcoholics have a support group. Workaholics, sex addiction, those things have support group. Gambling addiction, there's support groups for grief, for people who have lost people, support groups for single moms, support groups for single dads. There's support groups for all kinds of different conditions and circumstances, special needs, parents with special needs, children, adults with disabilities. There's support groups for all kinds of different things. So what I'm doing is I'm building a support group for writers who want to overcome procrastination, writer's block, and manage imposter syndrome, because you're always going to feel like you're an imposter. Every time you try to do something that's outside of your comfort zone, you're always going to feel like, oh, I'm not quite qualified, which you probably aren't. None of us are qualified to do what we're doing, but we do it anyway until we become qualified. So there's a few things I want to share with you today, and I want to talk about the general importance of having a community. And I want to share with you the kind of community that I'm building right now online and eventually globally in person. Okay. So the kind of community that I'm building is the kind of community that I like being a part of. Right now, I am a part of an amazing, thriving, super fantastic, thriving community built for female entrepreneurs. And I want to give a shout out right now to my good friend, my business bestie, Miss Nikki Cuesta, because she awarded me the Make It Count Award for the month of March 2025 in the Ladies of Leadership community. And I want to say thank you for this award. Thank you, Nikki Cuesta, and thank you, Ladies of Leadership, for recognizing me as someone in the community who makes it count. I love it. I appreciate it. Thank you. This is the representation of the kind of community that I want to build for people who are writers. This kind of recognition is so important because we get up every day and we do a good job, and we hope that we do a good job, and we're not quite sure because we don't really know if anybody notices us, right? So this says yes. Yes, Nikki Cuesta and her community welcomed me in about a year ago, and I was able to just be at home with other female entrepreneurs, and we get together twice a week, every week, and we talk about business. And at the top, you'll see BALM, BALM. I want y'all to notice that. Okay. And that is building a leadership mindset. And again, Nikki Cuesta is the leader of this group, the CEO and founder of BALM Global, and she's amazing. So if you're a female entrepreneur, you need to Google her right away because she gives away a lot of good knowledge, expertise, skills, and goodies. All right. So this is just one of the things that I got from being in her community. The other thing that I received from being in her community is something that she calls Lady Boss Balm. Okay. And this is matte liquid lipstick. I'm actually wearing it right now. And let me tell you what color. I mix and match. So I'm wearing this color, which is called Scarlet. And I mixed Scarlet with, let's see, what's this other one I mixed it with? Role Model, right? So these two colors, Scarlet and Role Model, is what I have on right now. Okay. Shameless plug for my friends, for my girlfriends in Ladies of Leadership. Okay. Let me show you how beautiful this looks. Check this out. Again, thank you, Nikki Cuesta, BALM Global, Ladies of Leadership. This is the lipstick that we wear because if you have a female entrepreneur group, you got to have lipstick, especially because most of us are also coaches and speakers and we speak on stage all the time. So if you're a female speaker, you got to have your lips popping. Lips got to be popping. Okay. And this is one of the things that we do in the community. We celebrate and we buy products from the community. Now, there is a book anthology that she created that I did not get a chance to actually write a chapter for, but I am a supporter of all things books. And so the name of the book is Taking Off the Shades. And so she got everybody shades. And the sponsor of these shades is Top Fox. So I want to give y'all a plug. Okay. And I want to share a little bit about this anthology that I'm not a part of, but I am absolutely in support of. Okay. So Taking Off the Shades book has to do with, and I'm going to put the shades on so you can I can embody this story. The original idea for the Taking Off the Shades anthology is for women to really sit down, reflect upon life and life lessons, particularly in the area of relationships, right? The shades, taking off the shades, is a metaphor for realizing and understanding and becoming aware of the reality of your life. It represents taking off the blinders, taking off the rose-colored glasses, and being open and honest enough to see things the way they truly are, not the way you want them to be. And so that is a powerful metaphor for life. And again, I haven't written a chapter in that book, but I support that book because we all have to sit down. There comes a time in every woman's life where we have to sit down and look in the mirror and face the woman in front of us and be honest about what we see. And we have to take off the shades and we have to face reality and understand that I'm not even going to say I'm going to say 100% of the circumstances that we end up in are creations of our own doing. The relationships that we enter, whether good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, the outcome comes from a series of choices and decisions on things that we didn't necessarily want to see. We talk a lot about red flags, green flags, all kinds of different flags, white flags, right? A lot of times us women, we enter into partnerships, and we enter into partnerships with rose-colored glasses, and we overlook things, and we literally don't see things that we don't want to see because we are hoping and wishing for great potential, and we're hoping and wishing that potential will turn into reality. Well, I'm here to tell you, ladies, potential is not reality. And potential really only exists in your mind. And so you need to make sure that you have on the right pair of glasses so that you can see things clearly. You have to make sure that you don't cloud your judgment with emotions and that you are truthful about what it is and that you tell it like it is. And so what I want to share with you today is what I am creating for people who don't have a community yet. I have multiple communities that I'm a part of, right? I have Ladies of Leadership under Nikki Cuesta. I also am a part of Paid Speaker Partnership with Coach Jesse Cruz. So grateful to be a part of that community. I am also a part of Warrior Women community created by Desiree Cruz. I am also a supporter of Merge Worldwide, which is an event planning speaker company which takes people on retreats around the world. I was lucky enough last year to go with Merge Worldwide to Iceland. I missed the Italy trip. I wanted to go to Italy and I wanted to go to Greece, but I missed those opportunities. And so when Iceland came around, I said, sign me up. I got to go. And I went, and it was the most incredible experience that I've ever had in my life. It's the first time I was able to use my passport, got my passport in 2023, went to Iceland in 2024, getting ready to go to Tokyo in 2025. Woo woo! November 2nd of this year, I will be in Tokyo, Japan on a cruise, celebrating the anthology, the second anthology that I'm doing for the authors in my community. And it is going to be super fantastic. For those of you who are looking for a community and you are a writer and you're ready to become an author and you want to step up and get out of your comfort zone and you really want to go big, it's time for you to join me. You've been waiting, you've been hesitating, you've been sitting around talking about it. Now it's time for you to be about it. Join. You can join me today for free. I'm teaching a class starting July 15th through the 20th. It's called the Publish Your Book in 5-Day Challenge. Some of us will get a book done in 5 days. Some of us will actually outline. Hey, how are you? Kumar, welcome to all dear friends. Yes, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Are you on LinkedIn? Type in there if you're on LinkedIn or if you're on YouTube. I like to know where my viewers are viewing from. Join the challenge. We would love to have you in the challenge. It's a 5-day process. I'm going to walk you through my framework. I have a step-by-step framework to get you from being a writer to being an author and being able to get on stage and speak about your message that's in your book. Everyone has a story, but not everyone knows how to tell it well. Okay. Everybody wants to write a book, but not everyone knows how to articulate their message in the form of a book. And that is what I teach you how to do. And yes, we use AI, but we don't lean on it like a crutch. We sprinkle it like seasonings. Okay. It's like spices. You only want to use a little bit. You don't want to overdo it, right? It's like perfume or cologne. You don't want to take a shower in it. You just want to kind of, be very conservative with it. So we use AI, but we don't lean on it like a crutch. We use it as a tool. Okay. We're going to be talking about brain dumping and how to get things out of your mind so that they don't distract you. Okay. We're also going to be talking about scripting and what's the difference between brain dumping and scripting. And we're going to talk about manifesting, because when writers come into my world, they write things down and then they all of a sudden become reality. Not because it's something magical, but it's something strategic and intentional. When you sit down and you write every day and you're intentional about what you write, things happen in your life. You start to manifest what you want. Okay. You start to manifest what you think about all day, what you talk about all day, the words that come out of your mouth become real things. And so you have to be very careful what you wish for, what you ask for, what you talk about. You got to be careful what you complain about, because it's going to become reality. Okay. So you can join my 5-day challenge. I'm going to drop the link underneath this video. For those of you that are on YouTube, I've already dropped it in the comments. So you should be able to get it on YouTube. Click the link, go ahead and register, enroll. Okay. At the checkout page, I want you to type in the word free, capital letters, FREE, and you will be able to get into the challenge tonight for free. The coupon code expires at midnight because the holiday weekend is over. Okay, at midnight. So if you want to get into the challenge, get in now. After today, general admission is $49, VIP is $149, and platinum is $249. Now let me explain the difference. Okay. General admission is for people who just want to come in, be a part of the Facebook community, come into the Zoom room, learn the strategies, learn the information, understand the framework, and pretty much kind of like do it yourself. Okay. VIP is, these are the folks who you want to come in, you want to get on stage with me, you want to get some hot seat coaching. You want me to help you break down some of those mental blocks that have been plaguing you forever, right? You want me to laser focus in on helping you, front of the class type of person, A plus in the front. That's VIP, that's $149. Okay. And then there are people who are platinum members, and you are the people that are like, you know what? I really need you to hold my hand because I'm really struggling. Like, I don't know how my writing looks. Could you read it for me? Could you review it? Could you give me some feedback? Could you like give me some written feedback, some verbal feedback? Can we get on a Zoom call and you just help me just one-on-one? If that's you, you're a platinum member, that is $249. Okay. We start July 15th through the 20th. And it's going to be amazing. The group that we have right now, I think we have about 15 people in the group. We're going to max it out at 25 because after 25, it's just really difficult for me to match folks. And because you're going to get an accountability partner, you're going to get feedback. My team and I are going to give you feedback on what you are writing because you're going to be able to write inside of the Facebook group and you're going to be able to ask questions in there, because that's the community that I'm building. And this fall, for those of you that come into the challenge, I'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek. When you come into the 5-day challenge, on day 4, I'm going to be dropping an offer. It's an irresistible offer. You guys know how this works. It's an offer for you to enroll into my university, which is, I'm so excited about this. It's super fantastic. It's amazing. This university has been building and building and building and building in my mind, in my heart, and in my belly for the past 8 years. It's finally to the point where you guys are actually going to be able to experience this. You will be able to enroll August 1st. Classes will start in November. And we are going to have such a good time because we are going to do things like writing sprints. We are going to do things like 24-hour writing marathons. We are going to have writing pajama parties together. We are going to be giving awards like I got from Nikki's community. We're going to be giving awards. We're going to be doing recognitions. We're going to have graduation ceremonies, which is what I already do anyway for my clients that I work with one-on-one. But I'm going to be doing this on a much larger global scale because it's a virtual university. So you can be anywhere in the world and enroll. And that's the beauty of what I love about the internet is you can be anywhere and you can come to my classes and you can learn from me and you can take the information and you can go home and you can do it and you can have a book and you can just completely transform your whole life and inspire your family. My mom is an author. She became an author after I became an author. My brother is an author. He became an author after my mom became an author. And my sister passed away. Thank you for your condolences for her. She passed away 5 years ago of colon cancer. We actually have an event that we're hosting this coming up Saturday in memory of her. My mom started a foundation. It's called the Heart of an Angel Foundation. And we are going to be raising money for cancer on July 12th. So you will see me posting all kinds of things about that. My sister is going to have a book because my brother and my mom and I are going to get together and we're going to write her story. We're going to put it into a book and save that for her legacy. So there's a lot going on and I'm excited. But what happens is the reason why I was telling you about my mom and my brother and my sister is because when you become an author and you write your book, you're going to inspire everybody else in your family. They're going to want to do the same thing. They're going to want to compete with you and write more and go bigger. And it's a healthy competition. It's positive peer pressure, and it's a lot of fun. Okay. All right. So that's all I want to share with you tonight. I'm going to go ahead and release you so you can have a great evening. Sunday night here in the USA. It might be Monday in other places. And so I know you guys are getting ready to get back to work and back into that mindset of the 9-to-5 hustle for tomorrow. I'm going to be back here tomorrow again, talking about my 5-day challenge. And also, I'm going to give you a little tiny sneak peek into my irresistible offer, which is to enroll in my university. We are going to be doing some certification programs for those of you that are interested in being a certified book coach, a certified writing consultant, a certified editor, okay, a certified book publisher, because not every book publisher is the same. We were not all created equal. We have not all been to the same schools or studied the same craft, okay? So what I'm building and what I'm creating with my clients is a space where we can have some standard expectations for what a publishing company looks like. Standard expectations. Like, I don't like standardized testing. I know I was a teacher for 20 years. I'm not one of those people that likes standardized testing. However, I do like standardized expectations for professionalism, because what I've seen in the self-publishing industry is it's like the wild, wild west out here. Anybody can just pop up and say that they're a publishing company nowadays. Anybody can just say they're a book coach. Anybody can say they're a writing consultant or a ghostwriter or an editor. The field is saturated with people who are unqualified. And how do I know that? Because I have phone calls. I'm on consultations all day long with people coming to me saying that they've been scammed, they've been ripped off, they've been taken advantage of, and it's not right. So these are some of the things that we're going to be talking about in my community. We've already been talking about these things for years, but guess what? It's time to stop talking and it's time to start doing. And so I'm all about action. I'm all about let's do the right thing. Let's build a business the right way. Let's serve people with integrity and with character, and let's do things to serve people, to actually help them solve the problems in their life so that they can change their circumstances. I think it was Dr. King that said education is the great equalizer. I don't agree with that, because not everybody will take that education and turn it into something good. Some people take their education and they turn it into nothing. Skills, utilizing your skills is the great equalizer, because your skills will pay your bills every day, all day long. If you have the right skills and you know how to market those skills and you know how to bring them into the marketplace, then you can be very, very, very successful. And that's one of the things that is at the core of my university is I want to teach you, the writer, the content creator, the poet, the speaker, the business owner. I want to teach you how to take your writing and bump it up to the next level so that when you communicate, you are helping people. You are serving them at a high level. You are building relationships. You are building trust. You are building people up instead of tearing people down, like we see so much in the world today. And that's been happening forever. Since the beginning of mankind, we've always figured out a way to hurt each other and to dominate and divide one another. Well, there are some people out here that actually want to build people up and inspire them. And so if that's you, if I'm speaking to the choir, just raise your hand and make comments here, and I will reach out to you and give you some information on how you can help me build this support group, because it is so needed and I cannot do it by myself. I am one person. I've helped about 50 authors become authors and write that first book. And now those authors are helping me to groom the next generation of authors. And we're going to make this self-publishing space a better place. And we're going to do it one book at a time, and one step at a time, and one class at a time. Okay? So take the first step, join the challenge. You can come in for free up until midnight tonight. Use that coupon code FREE, and I will see you inside of the community. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to learn about your story and hear what it is that is your message for the world. Please help me build this amazing support group for writers. And as I always say at the end of all my videos, don't forget to keep writing. Bye now.